Ever wondered why some days you're full of energy and other days you just want to stay on the couch? It can be frustrating when laziness hits right when you need a boost the most. Imagine turning this around permanently, creating a lasting motivation that energizes all parts of your life. Today, we'll tackle how to beat laziness, gain more power, and take control. By the end of this talk, you'll not only understand the issue, but also learn practical steps to change your daily life and face challenges better. Why does this matter? Often laziness comes from a mix of low motivation, fear, feeling overwhelmed, and poor planning. These factors build a wall of inactivity that seems too big to climb. My own battle with laziness included days wasted on my phone, doing nothing productive. The game changer for me was making small, consistent changes that led to big improvements. I started with simple goals, which led to bigger ones, increasing my confidence and weakening laziness's grip on my life. In this video, I'll share insights and proven methods from my experiences and others who've beaten laziness. We'll look at 5 main reasons for laziness and give you strategies to tackle each. Not having clear goals can leave you without direction, and facing big tasks can make it hard to start. We'll tackle these issues with useful insights to change how you think and act. We'll also address fears that keep you in your comfort zone and poor time management that leads to procrastination. Why should you keep watching? We're going beyond basic tips like get organized or just stop procrastinating. We'll dive deep into the roots of laziness, providing you with philosophical and psychological tools to help you start and maintain change. The strategies we discuss are designed to improve how you manage your energy, focus your efforts, and handle tasks over the long term. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about setting up a foundation for lifelong productivity and satisfaction. What is laziness, really? Often, we call someone lazy if they don't meet our expectations or if they spend too much time relaxing. But laziness isn't just about not wanting to work or avoiding activity. At its core, it's a lack of motivation for necessary or meaningful tasks, despite having the ability to do them. This view helps us see laziness as a complex behavior, not just a personal fault. It's important to differentiate laziness from conditions like depression or chronic fatigue syndrome, which can look similar. Depression can reduce motivation and energy, making tasks seem harder, while fatigue can affect the ability to perform effortful tasks, different from laziness. These issues are not about unwillingness, but rather about a reduced ability to act because of mental or physical challenges. One big misunderstanding is that laziness is just lack of willpower. This view is too simple and can be harmful, leading to unfair judgments and self-blame. It suggests that if people just tried harder, they could easily get past their lack of motivation. But often, laziness is a symptom of deeper issues. For instance, if someone finds a task meaningless, their lack of interest isn't about willpower. It's a natural reaction to not seeing value in the task. Or, if a task is too complex or unclear, not starting it isn't laziness. It's a reasonable response to uncertainty. It's also not true that people considered lazy are unproductive in all parts of life. Many might focus their energy only on things they find worthwhile or enjoyable, which isn't laziness, but a way of prioritizing what matters most to them. Psychologically, laziness can be tied to different factors. One is learned helplessness, where repeated failures make a person feel they can't change their situation, leading to less effort. Another factor is delay discounting, which is choosing immediate, smaller rewards over bigger, later ones, making it hard to pursue long-term goals. Also, early life experiences like frequent criticism instead of encouragement can create a fear of failure, making someone reluctant to try challenging tasks. This isn't really laziness, but a way to protect ourselves from negative feelings and how we see ourselves. Motivational psychology talks about two types of motivation: intrinsic and extrinsic. People with intrinsic motivation do things because they find them rewarding, while those with extrinsic motivation do things for external reasons, like getting good grades or approval from others. When someone lacks intrinsic motivation and there aren't enough external rewards, what seems like laziness could actually be just not having a good enough reason to do something. Understanding these ideas helps us see why just trying harder isn't always the solution to what looks like laziness. It's often more about tackling the deeper emotional, cognitive, or situational causes. A key reason behind what looks like laziness is not having clear goals. Without a specific target, it's hard to be enthusiastic or energetic about taking action. It's like trying to hit a target you can't see. Your efforts are likely to miss. When goals are unclear, motivation drops because you don't know where you're heading. This lack of direction can lead to just wandering around or putting things off, as there's no strong reason to move forward. Without this motivation, even simple tasks can seem too hard or unnecessary, so they get avoided, and people might call it laziness. Philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche and Viktor Frankl have stressed how important it is to have a clear purpose in life. Nietzsche's idea of the will to power suggests our main drive is to maximize our potential. Clear goals help direct our energy in productive ways, helping us achieve and grow. Frankl believed that finding meaning is our main motivator. He argued that when people have clear, meaningful goals, particularly ones that contribute to a bigger purpose, they are more driven to act. These insights show how important it is to have goals that are clear and meaningful. When your goals match your personal values and serve a bigger purpose, they become more engaging and motivating. This drives you to act and helps you move past what might seem like laziness. The first step in setting effective goals is to define what success means to you. Reflect on what you really want to achieve and why it's important. A helpful way to do this is to use the SMART criteria, making sure your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of just wanting to get better at math, a specific goal would be, I want to improve my math grade from a B to an A by the end of the semester. This goal is measurable, as you can track your grade improvements. Achievable because it's a realistic step up, relevant to your academic growth, and time-bound with a clear deadline. Setting SMART goals provides you with a clear plan, boosting your motivation to act. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your goals helps keep your focus and drive. Achieving smaller goals boosts your confidence, breaks down larger tasks into manageable steps, and builds productive habits. All these help clear away what looks like laziness, making it easier to tackle big challenges. It's normal to feel stuck sometimes, not knowing how to start or move forward on a big task. This feeling isn't just about being overwhelmed. It's actually a psychological reaction where our brain sees the task as a threat. This can cause anxiety and stress, similar to how animals in the wild react to danger. Instead of running or fighting, humans might procrastinate. This isn't laziness, but a natural response to what feels like a huge challenge. The size of the task can make it hard to see the smaller steps needed, leading us to put it off, often seen mistakenly as laziness. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers useful tips for these situations. Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, emphasized control and rational thinking, teaching us to focus on what we can change and accept what we can't. Stoicism suggests breaking big tasks into smaller parts. This makes the task less overwhelming by reducing the mental and emotional burden. Completing each small part gives a sense of progress and helps keep motivation up, reducing stress. One effective way to manage big tasks is the Pomodoro technique, developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. It uses a timer to divide work into 25-minute intervals with short breaks in between. Here's how to apply it. Start by clearly defining what you need to do, then work on it in time chunks. This can help you manage your energy and keep you moving forward, step by step. If you need to prepare for a big exam, start by listing the subjects or topics to study. Then break it down. Divide the big task into smaller, manageable parts. For instance, plan individual study sessions for different chapters or concepts. Use the Pomodoro technique. Set a timer for 25 minutes and focus on just one of those smaller tasks. Don't think about the entire exam. Just concentrate on that segment. After 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break to refresh your mind. Do something unrelated like stretching or having a snack. Continue this pattern. Work for 25 minutes, then break for 5. After 4 such sessions, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This longer break helps your brain rest and process what you've learned. Adjust your study chunks as needed, depending on what works best for you. Flexibility is crucial for managing big tasks. Another approach is to think of your tasks like climbing a ladder. Each rung is a small goal you can reach. As you climb, you get closer to finishing your big task and you gain confidence. Fear of failure can also stop you from starting. This fear might come from worrying about embarrassment or feeling not good enough. Often, this fear is so strong that it stops you from doing anything at all. Not trying might seem safer than failing. But remember, this avoidance is just a way to protect yourself from feeling bad right away. But avoiding these feelings also stops us from learning and growing, leaving us stuck in a safe but unchanging spot. This cycle of fear and inaction can show up as putting off starting a project or skipping hard tasks altogether. Ironically, by dodging failure, we might also miss out on success, since both often come from the same efforts. Existentialism, a philosophy focused on individual freedom and choice, offers a unique view on failure. Thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Friedrich Nietzsche believed that failure is a natural part of discovering who we are and what we value. Existentialism teaches that life's meaning isn't about avoiding failures, but about how we deal with them. It pushes us to see failure as a key part of life, something to help us learn more about ourselves and grow. Nietzsche's idea of amor fati, or love of one's fate, is especially relevant. He suggested that we should not only accept, but love everything that happens to us, including our failures. With this mindset, failure isn't just something to tolerate, it's something to welcome because of the lessons and growth it brings. This complete acceptance can change how we face challenges, making us stronger and more open to whatever happens. To truly get past the fear of failure, we need to rethink our view of it. Embracing a growth mindset, a concept promoted by psychologist Carol Dweck, is key. A growth mindset believes that skills and intelligence can be built through effort and persistence. It sees failure not as a sign of lack of ability, but as a normal part of learning. Here are some simple ways to adopt a growth mindset and rethink failure. Reframe failure. See failure not as an endpoint, but as feedback or a chance to learn. For example, if you fail a test, instead of thinking you're bad at the subject, figure out what went wrong and how to improve next time. Instead of just aiming for high grades, like getting an A on a test, try setting learning goals, such as fully understanding a concept. This approach shifts your focus to the learning process and lessens the stress from fear of failing. Celebrate effort, not just results. Value and praise the hard work you put in, regardless of the final outcome. This practice highlights the importance of perseverance and effort. Reflect on setbacks. After a challenge, take time to think about what happened. Ask yourself what you learned and how you can use this knowledge to get better. This kind of reflection builds resilience and a better understanding of your strengths. Challenge yourself regularly. Push yourself to step out of your comfort zone by taking on new challenges. Start with smaller tasks and slowly increase the difficulty. This helps reduce your fear of failing as you get used to the idea. By adopting these methods, you start to view failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Changing how you see failure reduces your fear and boosts your ability to chase goals with more bravery and confidence. Understanding motivation. Motivation drives us to act and achieve our goals, but sometimes it fades, leaving us feeling unmotivated. A lack of motivation might stem from several factors, including lack of intrinsic motivation. When you do tasks only for external rewards like money or approval, and not because you enjoy them, your motivation can drop. Low autonomy. Feeling that you don't have control over what you do can diminish your motivation, especially in environments that prioritize following rules over choosing tasks that interest you. Feeling unskilled. If you think you don't have the necessary skills for a task, or if it seems too difficult, you might lose motivation from feeling incapable or fearing failure. Friedrich Nietzsche's concept of the will to power suggests that our main drive is to maximize our abilities and potential. This idea can be a powerful motivator, encouraging us to strive and grow. This view pushes people to embrace challenges that help them grow and improve themselves, instead of avoiding them because of fear or laziness. Nietzsche believed that taking on tasks that push us helps boost our motivation significantly. This idea is mirrored in modern motivational psychology, like self-determination theory, SDT, which says motivation is highest when three key needs are met: autonomy, control over actions; competence, feeling skilled and effective; and relatedness, feeling connected to others. Meeting these needs can lead to better self-motivation and overall well-being. To really boost motivation, especially from within, it's important to connect with what personally motivates you and create environments that support autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Here are some simple ways to do this. Identify what you love. Spend time thinking about what activities you enjoy and find fulfilling. Try to bring these interests into your daily tasks to increase your internal motivation. For example, if you love creative writing, use that skill in your regular projects. Set personal goals. Align your activities with your personal goals and values. Goals that have personal meaning are more motivating than goals set by someone else. Make sure these goals are challenging yet achievable to keep you engaged. Take on challenges. Like Nietzsche suggested, seek out tasks that push your boundaries but are still achievable. Overcoming these challenges can give you a sense of achievement and motivate you to take on new goals. Build a supportive network. Surround yourself with people who encourage and support you. This can help meet your need for relatedness and provide encouragement when you face challenges. Increase your autonomy. Try to have a say in the tasks you do or how you do them. Autonomy is a big motivator because it makes you feel in control of your work and decisions. Celebrate small victories. Acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. This can increase your feeling of competence and keep you motivated. By using these strategies, you can create a motivational environment that not only drives you to achieve your goals, but also aligns with your personal values and interests, leading to a more satisfying and engaging experience. Poor time management can really affect your productivity and make you feel lazy. When you don't manage your time well, tasks start to build up. Deadlines approach quickly, and you might feel overwhelmed. This often leads to procrastinating and avoiding your work because it feels like too much to handle. Furthermore, when you're disorganized or don't prioritize well, tasks take longer than they should, which can make you feel frustrated and inadequate, and even less motivated. Historically, philosophers have seen time as a valuable resource that should be used carefully and purposefully. Seneca, for example, talked about the importance of making the most of our time on Earth. Wasting time by managing it poorly isn't just a practical issue, it's also seen as a failure to live up to our potential. In today's society, being productive is often tied to our sense of self-worth and success. Managing time well is seen as a sign of competence. When we don't use time effectively, it can lead to feelings of guilt or not being good enough, and add pressure to perform better. In this context, poor time management isn't just a practical problem. It also raises philosophical questions about productivity, personal identity, and fulfillment. While it's important to understand why we might feel lazy and find ways to overcome it, the real challenge is making these changes a regular part of our lives. It's like laying a strong foundation for a house. It provides stability and supports future growth. By turning these strategies into habits, they become easier to maintain and more likely to lead to long-term success. Overcoming laziness and boosting productivity is more like a marathon than a sprint. It needs patience, persistence, and a focus on the long run. The methods we've talked about aren't quick fixes. They're meant to help you build habits that last and lead to a more productive and satisfying life. Behavioral psychology research shows it often takes about 66 days for a new habit to become automatic. This means you need to stick with your new practices consistently over time to truly make them part of your daily routine. By applying these strategies regularly, you can gradually change your brain and behaviors, making being productive and motivated feel more natural every day. As these habits become a part of you, they require less effort to maintain, and you'll find your tasks easier and more rewarding. Creating these habits not only boosts your productivity, but also enhances your overall well-being and quality of life. Here are some straightforward tips to help you build productive habits and fight laziness. Morning routine. Begin your day with a set routine that might include meditation, exercise, or planning your day. A consistent start boosts your energy and focus right from the morning. Task prioritization. Use a to-do list to figure out which tasks are most important each day. Tackle the big ones first to avoid feeling overwhelmed and to make sure you're putting your energy where it counts. Time blocking. Plan out your day by assigning specific times to work on different tasks. This adds structure to your day and helps keep you disciplined, reducing the urge to procrastinate. Regular breaks. Make time for short breaks throughout your day to rest and reset. This can help keep your productivity and focus high. Reflective practice. At the end of the day, take time to think about what you achieved and what you could improve. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and plan how to be even better tomorrow. By following these tips, you can make lasting changes that improve your productivity and your life. Reflecting on your day helps strengthen good habits and lets you adjust your methods as needed. Make sure to prioritize enough sleep and establish a consistent bedtime routine. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night and winding down properly can greatly improve your brain function, mood, and overall health. By making these habits part of your daily life, you create an environment that boosts productivity and fights laziness. Today, we've looked at why people often feel lazy and shared ways to break free from it. We started by defining laziness and showing that it's usually more than just a personality issue. It's often a symptom of deeper challenges. We discussed the power of setting clear, meaningful goals and how aligning them with our values can motivate us. We also covered how to handle overwhelming tasks by breaking them down into smaller parts, using tools like the Pomodoro technique, and challenging ourselves to grow. We talked about how fear of failure can stop us from being productive, and how changing our mindset about failure can actually spur growth. We highlighted how poor time management can drain our productivity and emphasized the importance of organizing our time with methods like time blocking and daily reflections. These practices help structure our day and keep us from falling into lazy habits. The fight against laziness isn't just about knowing what to do. It's about actually doing these things. Whether you're a student, a professional, or someone who just wants to get better, these tips can help anyone. Change takes time. It's about small, steady actions that lead to big changes. Remember what Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts." With persistence and determination, we can overcome laziness and reach our full potential. So let's take action, embrace challenges, and never forget our worth. Go on and make the most of each day, as greatness awaits those who actively pursue their dreams. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful and you're eager to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Your support helps us keep creating content. Subscribe now and join our community of go-getters striving for success.